Hi, I'm going to attempt to show you how to use 6D embroidery to create an embroidery design. We're going to set this up so that it's in a cardboard box so that the glare won't be too bad. And we're going to start out here, and we've opened 6D embroidery, Express embroidery, and the picture we're going to select. Oh, let's go back. We got to tell it we're going to select a picture. Load a picture into the paint window. And we select next, and we select view, and we select our Unipiper. If you've never seen the Unipiper, you're in for a treat because it will definitely make you smile. We're not going to rotate it. We're going to shrink it a little bit here, make it fit close to the edge. Tell it next. We're going to use that size hoop. We could change the hoop size, but we're going to use that hoop size. We're going to reduce the colors down to 3. We don't need to change 9 colors when we only have some basic ones. And tell it to finish. So now it has pulled it into the paint program, which most people are familiar with. And we're going to get the paintbrush. I'm going to get the color thing here and select that color, and it's just black. I'm going to get the paintbrush and get a paintbrush here, and I'm going to take out this part that says the Unipiper, and I'm clicking on those one at a time because if I need to edit them, I could drag them, but if I get too close to the edge and I have clicked just one, it's easier to edit. I'm going to get the color tool here, and we're going to get the yellow, and we're going to take out Portland, Oregon, because those little letters aren't going to stitch well. Let's get our paintbrush again and get a big one, and we're clicking on the letters, those that are close to the edge. I click slowly, and then when I'm doing big ones I can just drag and take out a whole bunch. Oops, and I took out too much and I have to undo it, so I hit Control Z. You can see it undid everything I had done, whereas if I were just clicking little pieces, there's less to redo when you have a problem. Okay, so we're taking out Portland. We took out Ore. I'm not too good with this mouse, working in a cardboard box. I think I got it. Okay, now we're going to go into the design section, and here's where we get to pick our stitches. We're going to do a pattern fill. We're going to do it with no border. Let's pick what pattern, what options do we want it to be. We'll pick one of these standard fills, tell it okay. We've got lots of fills in here, but standard seems to be fine. And then we're going to tell it quick stitch, fill, and hole, but I want to do that with a different color. So we're going to select the color that we're going to start with, and we're going to start with a yellow that's a little different from the yellow background, because it makes it easier to see if I've selected the colors. If I put yellow on yellow that's the exact same color. I enlarged it here so I can get my scroll bar up. And we can see there's some problems in here that are really tight together around the bagpipes and his hands. So we've got a gentleman in a kilt blowing bagpipes on a unicycle, hence the Unipiper. Portland is famous for being weird. All right, so we've got that. We've got our yellow. I have my mouse. I point on that. My tolerances show that it has selected that area, which is what I wanted to do. Now we're going to repeat that in here. If I accidentally hit the black, you would see it would select all the area. We're going to do under his chin. Yep, that worked. Between the chin and the top of the state, I'm going to assume that's going to work. His left hand, maybe that's his right hand. That must be his right hand. Oh, you can see I missed. I hit the state. Let's click on that one. Nope, missed again. Let's get real close. Let's see how that worked. Yep, that worked. Okay, now we got another one here. Okay. Now we're going to fill the Eastern Oregon. And now we're going to do Western Oregon. And now let's do the outside of the state. And that's the reason we picked the hole. If I hadn't told it the hole, it would cover him up when it was there. And we're going to do all that. Be with you just a minute.
Who are you talking to?
I'm making a video.
Linda just texted, we're going to the Sizzler for dinner at 5:30. Want to meet us there?
No, I don't think so.
Then that's what I want.
Okay, so we've done it. Now let's look at it in big view. And it looks like we pretty well got him. We're going to export this embroidery and to Viking as a VP3 file. We're going to combine the stitches, remove the overlap, sort the colors, and optimize the stitch lengths. Sounds like good choices. And we're going to call it Unipiper 6. Okay, now let's go in and go to the regular program, and we're going to open it up, and let's find Unipiper 6, and there he is. Oh, I guess I forgot to fill him with black. Okay, we can do that. Let's go back to the other program, Alt-Tab. And we were going to get a color change. And we're going to get black. But I'm going to do dark blue because it'll be easier to see dark blue on black. If I had done black on black, I wouldn't have noticed I had done it, which is what happened to me. So we're going to get our fill stitch with hole. We click on that. Let's see, looks like it filled him in the tire of the unicycle, and that's a good thing. Now let's do this little line here, and it worked. And this line here, and it worked. And that line there, and that worked. And now the border. Okay, so let's resave that. Control S. Well, no, I'm not saving the picture. Let's export it. Export the embroidery. Yep, same settings. Unipiper 6 is what I think we called it. Override it, yes. Alright, now let's go back to our 6D. We're going to delete that one and reload it. Okay, now we're going to add some letters. I'm going to put in Portland, Oregon, P-O-R-T-L-A-N-D, and we did it with the nearest point. We did it with pretty small letters. Let's make it about 8 millimeters high. Let's see how that looks. I hope it'll fit. A little big. We're gonna delete it. Let's try it 6 millimeters high. when you have tiny little letters, sometimes the holes fill up. Okay, now let's put Oregon in there. And the reason I didn't just drag it and make it larger or smaller is I wanted these letters to be the same size. And if I had drug them, one might be 6.5 and the other one might be 7.5. So that looks good. Now we're going to use a little creative license here to put in the Unipiper. Let's type in THEUNIPIPER. But I'm going to do a different font. Let's go down to a traditional font. And, oops, I missed it. I let go of the mouse too soon. Traditional fonts. Oh, well, this is the same font. We'll do the same font big. 10 to 20. And we're going to do it a different style. We're going to make it an arch up. And we're going to do apply. We'll slide it up and pull it down. And maybe a little bigger. So we're going to take this all back to home, and I'm going to color sort those. I'm going to change the color on that red, and I'm going to make it black. I'm going to change this color on the Portland and Oregon too. So we'll do that. We're going to hit Tab and Control and Oregon. Oops, wrong one. You can tab through these. It wants to select them all. Alright, we'll sort them. We'll combine them all. Combine all. Okay, so we've got some 20 colors. We don't want to change the thread 20 times. Let's do a color sort and see what happens. Okay, so we got it down to 5. We've got a repeat on 2 of the yellows. Let's go into Edit and take this yellow and move it up. Now we've got reds and blacks, and that would do it. Now we're going to go home and do our color sort again. So we got 4 colors. And the reason I separated out the letters in 2 different colors, and I'm going to change that to black because that's what the original color was. And we'll change the red to black here too. Is that this gives a stop on each color. So we're going to watch how it would sew out here. We'll go to Edit and I'll give you a quick tour of how it will sew. So that's how it sews backwards. As it starts to sew, it puts down the yellow, and then when it gets all the yellow, it starts doing the black, did the outline, did the letters, and we are done.